Hey, how are you? I'm going to be reading from this book, Leadership by Northouse. It's Leadership Theory and Practice. I'm in Chapter 4. I'm going to go ahead and do the summary. The summary is on page 91. This is a behavioral approach summary. The behavioral approach is strikingly different from the trait and skills approach to leadership because the behavioral approach focuses on what leaders do rather than who leaders are. It suggests that leaders engage in two primary types of behaviors: task behaviors and relationship behaviors. How leaders combine these two types of behaviors to influence others is a central focus of the behavioral approach. The behavioral approach originated from three different lines of research: the Ohio State studies, the University of Michigan studies, and the work of Blake and Mouton on the managerial grid. Researchers at Ohio State developed a leadership questionnaire called the Leadership Behavior Description Questionnaire, the LBDQ, which identified initiation of structure and consideration as the core leadership behaviors. The Michigan studies provided similar findings but called the leader behaviors production orientation and employee orientation. Using the Ohio State and Michigan studies as a basis, much research has been carried out to find the best way for leaders to combine task and relationship behaviors. The goal has been to find a universal set of leadership behaviors capable of explaining leadership effectiveness in every situation. The results from these efforts have not been conclusive, however. Researchers have had difficulty identifying one best style of leadership. Blake and Mouton developed a practical model for training managers that described leadership behaviors along a grid with two axes: concern for results and concern for people. How leaders combine these orientations results in five major leadership styles: authority compliance, country club management, impoverished management, middle of the road management, and team management. The behavioral approach has several strengths and weaknesses. On the positive side, it is broadened the scope of leadership research to include the study of behaviors of leaders rather than only their personal traits of characteristics. Second, it is a reliable approach because it is supported by a wide range of studies. Third, the behavioral approach is valuable because it underscores the importance of two core dimensions of leadership behavior: task and relationship. Fourth, it has a heuristic value in that it provides us with a broad conceptual map that is useful in gaining an understanding of our own leadership behaviors. On the negative side, researchers have not been able to associate the behaviors of leaders, task, and relationship with outcomes such as morale, job satisfaction, and productivity. In addition, researchers from the behavioral approach have not been able to identify a universal set of leadership behaviors that would consistently result in effective leadership. Crazy. Last, the behavioral approach implies but fails to support the idea that the most effective leadership style is a high style, high task, and high relationship. Overall, the behavioral approach is not a refined theory that provides a neatly organized set of prescriptions for effective leadership behavior. Rather, the behavioral approach provides a valuable framework for assessing leadership in a broad way as assessing behavior with task and relationship dimensions. Finally, the behavioral approach reminds leaders that their impact on others occurs along both dimensions. Cool. So that is the summary of Chapter 4. That is page 91 to 92. Cool. See ya.